Welcome back to another episode of the Gifted Performance Podcast. If you haven't already, make sure to like the video and subscribe for future content. For more information about our one-on-one coaching and other training or nutrition options, visit giftedperformance.com. Our newest feature, the Gifted Express, offers premium programming for bodybuilders, powerlifters, Olympic weightlifters, and lifestyle clients for only $30 a month. Enjoy the video, we'll see you on the next one, and as always, stay gifted. Welcome back, another episode of the Gifted Performance Podcast, GPP, giving you knowledge and practical takeaways to improve your own general physical preparedness. Our last prediction video, it was a hit. I am being told in my ear right now by our producers that we received tens of thousands of views on that video. We are being held down by the YouTube algorithm, and they are not showing our views. So we are a lot more famous than YouTube will lead you to believe. So remember. All right, on this one, we are talking about the Arnold Classic 2022. Paul, Jesus, what's going on, man? Paul, what's happening at the What is happening at the Serafini household this morning, sir? I'm trying to intro here, and Paul's like, for people watching or people listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, just know that Paul, he does. Look at that banner in the background. I had to rob a small boy to get you that banner, and I'm glad that you are proudly displaying it now.
He had to touch somebody inappropriately to get me this banner, and he also
It wasn't that inappropriate. It wasn't that inappropriate. All right, today we're talking about the Arnold Classic 2022 predictions. We got our tier list. Those that are listening, Spotify, Apple Music people, make your way on over to YouTube so you can get a little visual action going on here. We've got a tier list. Our categories are as follows. The gold title contender. In silver, close, but not quite. Bronze, that's as close as I could get to bronze. I know it's like a weird red, but that's as close as I could get. High hopes, but disappointing. And then you've got the last, the Weenie Hut Junior category, the nice shade of pink, showed up, ... Anyone have any big hype around the Arnold Classic that isn't men's open bodybuilding related that you want to mention before we start? Any other categories that you're looking at that you're like, ooh, that could be a fun one? Nope.
Terrence is going to crush it. Banks is going to win physique.
Who else is doing Classic? Who's Terrence's big? Nobody.
I don't know.
The Brazilian
the
guy,
breakdancing fella.
and then,
Raphael is.
Yeah, and then who's the other?
Anthony
Brian.
Wire.
Yeah.
Anthony Wire.
And Brian's old
talking
news
in your
now, though.
Smooth jazz
Yeah.
voice. I need you to put that mic closer to your face and enunciate a little bit. Just
grab it
close to your face.
like
shove
this.
that shit in your mouth. All right, Paul, who's gonna win the bikini division?
Me.
As always, hey, I still have those pictures. I still have those pictures saved in my Google backup of you when you were practicing the bikini posing and then sending me pictures, and you didn't expect me to save them. I
Is
still
the
got
Google
pull 'em
backup? Is that what you call your spank bank?
Yes, yeah, that's what it is. I'm going to the bathroom. Me and my Google backup. Please don't
bother
disturb me for the next 48 seconds. All right, let's sort these people out. No more wasted time. Who's going to finish where? If you'll remember our Olympia predictions, we were 100% correct. Don't fact check. Don't go watch the video. We did get everything right on that one to the T. So here we go again. Starting things off with our very girthy gentleman on the far left, Akeem Williams. Akeem is a monster. I don't think he's going to win. He's large. But where does he belong? Is he close but not quite? Is he high hopes but disappointing? Or are we going to throw him down there at showed up?
No, I don't.
Definitely not way up there. That's for sure.
I think
He's not in close but not quite. I think high. Do you have high hopes?
high
I
hopes.
love his physique.
I do.
I have no fucking
Why?
He's
idea
high
why.
hopes. High hopes.
Yeah, why? I don't get it. Because he's large? There are other large people.
Yeah.
He
He has a
Yeah,
good
he's
front
got
double
it.
too.
How do you even spell this asshole's
Pull him up.
name?
Paul, do you know what the last show is he did?
I do not.
Akeem, didn't he do? He probably did the Olympia last, right?
We need a Jamie. We need a Jamie that looks this shit up.
We got a Jakey. We don't have a Jamie.
Let's see.
High hopes.
Did he do the Puerto Rico Pro?
He looks.
He
good.
has improved quite a
He
bit.
also
He
did
used to
last
show
year.
up soggy biscuits galore, but now he really comes in good shape.
You know
Good
what?
shape.
I like his physique
Not
a
great
little
shape.
more than I remember.
What do you like so much about it, Paul? What's your favorite part? And please say something appropriate.
The arms.
Okay, I can accept that. So where do we see Akeem's big room for improvement? What puts him over the edge to being a title contender at big shows like the Olympia or the Arnold? Is it, I mean, it's improvements in conditioning.
Conditioning from the back.
Lat spread.
Maybe if his
Yeah.
lats weren't as short and bulbous as his fucking biceps.
That's not a
Can't
good
change
ratio,
that.
right? If your lats are the same size as your biceps,
Dude,
that's not the
Isn't
ratio.
that, isn't this the dude that had weird site injection looking lats or something recently? Is this that guy?
Is it? It could be.
I don't think so.
Es posible.
He had
Speaking
like,
your language, Anthony.
I think
He
he
has
just has
big
the
lats.
big
He's a-
lats.
Is he a
Very high
Blackstone's
lats,
Lab
too.
competitor or athlete?
No, he's a muscle.
Okay,
meds,
so he'll make it
muscle
through the
meds
the
guy.
contest in the few days after. That's good.
Jesus. Good Lord. Oh, man. Oh, God.
Shots
Just
fired
unloaded
today,
the
guys.
clip
Come on
on
now.
him.
He looks good though.
He brought the AK. He brought the
He does
AK
look good.
for this
I think
guy
he
right
looks
here.
I think he'll land at a good like 7th or 8th.
Yeah. Is
He
he,
got
I mean,
6
is
last
he a
year.
guy that you're,
Yeah, but there's some
is
better
he going
guys.
to be
in my
a guy
opinion,
that's
this
like,
year.
oh, that guy could be first or second at a big show like this? Or is it this pretty much,
I mean, he's a top 6 Olympian when he was probably at his best shape.
I think he
Top
dropped
6
to
Olympian.
11th in the Olympia this
Right.
year.
This year. Yeah.
so that's,
But
yeah,
2020
and
he was
that
top
might
6.
be the peak for him. Would you say that's probably the peak for him, Anthony?
Yeah, unless he brings
Yeah.
better conditioning than he did then.
Conditioning's
He's
always-
got those high lat insertions, kind of
He
like
does.
he reminds me of Nathan Diasha a
Yeah.
little bit
Oh.
from the front. Like
Nathan,
long
what happened
torso.
to Nathan Diasha?
I think he's
He dropped
He,
out
tore his
of
did he
bicep.
get injured,
Toward his bicep. Toward his bicep.
I think
or
he
I
got
think
hurt
he's
bad.
like I think the rumor is that he's
Tore
hurt,
his
and he's
bicep.
saying that he's not that hurt. But I also get all of my
Anthony, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. We gotta hear you.
Tore his
There
bicep.
you go.
So I got
Attaboy.
some of this information from Nick Trigilli, and he seems quite accurate. Shout outs to Nick Trigilli. For,
Nick, we're loving the hot
dropping-
takes. Do not stop. Charlie, you keep it coming too. All right, Akeem, we're done with you. We're tossing you out like old news. Up next, we've got a personal favorite, a man of the Netherlands. He's from the Netherlands. William Bonac,
Yeah.
the Conqueror.
The Conqueror.
I hope so. Disappointing.
Killing me with that. Come on.
Dominic Kuza.
Dude, Nick,
I'm going to go
Nick
close
would
but
be-
not quite. Yeah.
Did Nick
but I'm
beat
gonna
him
go
at the
close,
Olympia?
close but not quite.
He ended up beating him, right? It was
Yes.
5 and 6.
By one spot.
Yeah.
Is he working
Yes.
with Neil Hill again,
Yeah.
or are they still broken up?
No, they're
beefing?
still beefing.
He's with he's with the Camel Crew.
Oh, Camel
He's on the anabolic chickens.
Oh, he might be. We might see a comeback.
He's on the
here.
anabolic chicken. Yeah, he used to he used to
So
he
now
used to
my-
talk smack
now my
about
hopes
the
are high.
anabolic chicken. Now he's with the
Yeah,
anabolic chicken.
absolutely.
Close
I'm
but
still
not
going
quite.
close
JR,
but not
you
quite.
said-
I
You know
I think
one
he's
thing
a
gonna
title
bring?
contender.
He's going to bring condition.
Well-
the man's going to come in phenomenal shape, and he's also going to come in at a nice like 240 pounds at 5'2". So he's going to bring
And
the
if he's
beef.
being if he's being held prisoner by the Camel Crew, then I think there's a possibility that he might he might show up looking a little bit different. I mean, that's what they do, right? They imprison you. They make you more jacked, and they release you at some random contest.
They also, I don't know if it still holds weight, but they used to, really be, close with the judges as well. That's the only way I can accept that Ahmad Ashkani ever placed well, is that the Camel Crew had to have been slipping some Camel cash under the table to the judges. So I don't know if that's still something.
I'm Arab, and you cannot call it camels.
They called themselves camels.
Yeah, but you can't call it camel cash. You can call it Camel Crew cash.
It's more of like
God, fucking white people.
Paul's like,
Paul left. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm out. I didn't know if he had frozen or if that was just his general disposition at the moment.
Yeah, he froze.
His laptop just said peace. Okay,
Spotty Wi-Fi.
So where's William ending
I'm
up?
going to give him top 3. I feel pretty good about that.
I'm going to split the difference, and I'm going to go close, but not quite. Anthony?
Really?
What do you want to vote for?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, I'm
contractually
agreeing
obligated to
with you
agree
there.
with me. Paul?
Oh,
How's your camera doing?
am I back?
Yeah, you're back. How do you feel about William Bonac?
It looks good, I guess.
And he's gone again.
He looks good, I guess.
He looks good, I guess.
All right, we're going to sort him right in the middle.
We can
Close
put him in the
not
close,
quite.
but not
All right,
quite.
that's working. All right,
Yeah.
this one's an easy one.
Brandon
Title
Curry, just throw him in title
He's
contender.
probably going to win.
Yeah.
The dude looks great. Legs look improved.
look a lot better than
Adductors
last year.
have come up a lot. He's closed down that gap. His upper body is appalling, just offensively large for an individual who suffers from white boy arms. See, I just made fun of myself, Dom. I'm redeeming myself slowly.
Yeah.
Slowly.
As you
Sorry.
should.
I'll forgive you.
Is there
I'll put up a poll to see if you're forgiven.
Cancel this man.
straw poll in the chat? Throw a straw poll in the chat. Is the racist forgiven?
I'm bracing myself for
It's coming.
Dominican
It's coming.
comment here in the next couple minutes.
It's coming, buddy. It's
Is there
coming.
anyone who has a genuine, non-satirical vote here for Brandon being anything other than a top 2?
The only way I could see Brandon
Yeah.
out of the top 2?
No.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
this guy's...
I think he's a second. He is second place if he is
this
so off.
You would say that this is probably his show to lose. When you
this
sent me the
is his
competitor
show.
list, I knew that Brett was competing. I did not know that Brandon was competing, and I said, "Okay, well, there's your Arnold Classic winner."
I think.
Yeah.
We'll move on to Brett. I think Brett could break the top 4.
So is he a contender, or is he close but not quite?
No, I don't think.
I
he
think that
could
there's
beat
a ton
Brandon.
of hype around him, and I see it similarly to how it was when Nick won the Arnold, and there was a lot of hype around Nick as well, and everyone was like, yeah, he'll be up there, but I don't really know if he can seal the deal yet. I see a kind of like similar trajectory or path for Brett. This picture of Brett right here is 3 weeks out, and he doesn't exactly look phenomenal.
But did you see what they just posted?
Yeah,
of
I
him?
saw that
Posted
picture.
yesterday?
It was highly edited, highly filtered, a lot of saturation being turned up, maybe even some shadow, and some vignette was added on there.
Ooh, vignette.
Yes,
structure, a little bit of structure.
I think if Brett comes in, I mean Jansen doesn't miss, so if Brett comes in, the only way Brett could ever beat Brandon is if Brandon's legs are really
and
off.
Brandon's legs have been off in the past.
And Brandon's most recent pictures, his legs look better. Yeah. So I don't know if they're having him train legs 3 days a week or something, but they're fixing something with his legs.
The detail in his legs has come up a lot. There's so much detail in it.
I think so. I actually DM'd Brandon the other day. I didn't expect a response, but Dom, you always said he's super nice, and he DM'd me back, and I said, what's the big difference in your training? He said, I've been mainly training at 2 to 3 RIR, And I said, "Oh, really, Brandon? That's very interesting. Like, can you tell me more about that?"
You had me going for a second. I thought it actually happened.
He said, "I gave that."
You're
He
laughing.
is really
but-
nice.
You're laughing, but he follows me. I could literally DM him, and he might look at it. At least look
I
at
met
it.
him in Tennessee at his gym at that Carbon Culture.
Yeah, that's all I've ever
Super
heard
nice
about
guy.
him. Super nice guy. Super good representative for the sport.
So where do we put Brett? Is he a title contender? Just
I want to throw him up.
I think
I want
he
to throw him
beats
up there as a
Bonac.
contender. I think he's a
Okay, so I
contender.
think when they're going to do the top, when they're going to do the call out for like first, second, third, he's going to be in somewhere.
I could see him being in there as like a third. I could see it being like a, the top three are in that first call out. And then maybe they do just like a top two and then they put him back.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still think that he's probably a title contender, right? Like we said, like Dom said, if Brandon's way off,
Yeah.
Brett might be able to slide in there.
Yeah,
Here's what they're
because
gonna do.
Brandon comes off sometimes.
Because of the hype around him, they're going to do it like this. They're going to have, like they did last year, Kuklo, Ian, Nick, right? They'll have one in the middle, then they'll swap them, then they'll swap them again. So everybody gets to share the middle at least one time. So they're going to do that. But you'll never know until finals, obviously.
Yeah.
Playing the
But-
game.
And
Hey, Paul.
yeah, Cedric just put it.
It'll
showed
increase
up.
some
We
hype
don't need
too,
to talk
too.
about him.
I
Paul,
kind
are
of
you
feel
back?
like
Paul, you all right?
What?
Oh, hey, it's Paul.
he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
Paul, do you have any problem with Brandon Curry and Brett Wilkin being up there as title contenders? Brandon probably taking it over Brett? Any comments there?
Sure, man.
Love it.
I feel like I gotta see like photos of these guys. You know what I mean?
You gotta see them next to each other. Because like when Brett most often posts pictures next to Jansen, and Jansen has been big in the past, but is no longer big, so he looks very big compared to Matt. What in the God's green earth was that? Was it a cough? Sneeze?
What?
Oh,
What is that? What's happening? When I look at these
Fog.
pictures of Brett, I think if I kind of feel like even if Brandon were to show up a little bit off, he might beat Brett. That might be a hot take, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
it might be a hot take. Yeah, I think Brett. How old is Brett? Brett's still extremely young, right?
I think he's like
29.
26, 20,
And
or
Brandon
27,
Curry
28.
is mid-late 30s, right? Mid-30s? I want to say.
He looks
He
like he's
hasn't
40.
aged beautifully
yeah.
now. And I don't know why that could be.
Oh, actually, Brett's probably 30. Because Brett turned pro at like
Okay.
26, and that was a couple of years ago.
So, Brett still has that time to catch up on the likes of Brandon. But just seeing this list right here, he's jumped up over Bonac. He should be stoked with that. Our next one on the list is Cedric McMillan. Cedric's been on a bit of a slide. Some people will still say that they're big fans of Cedric. They like his, more classic look. But Cedric hasn't showed up at his best in
he didn't even
I don't
finish the
even know
last
how
show he
long.
did.
I mean, when was the last time you saw Cedric and you were like, damn, he is on the money? 4 years ago?
The last
5
time he
years
won the
ago?
Arnold.
Yeah.
He might
So-
be worst.
Because the last show he competed in, he didn't even show up at finals.
Really?
Always show up at
You think
finals.
that bad?
I
think he
don't
said
know if
he
he
was
got
sick.
sick or what, but he didn't even.
Yeah, I heard he got sick.
He just he's always had great shape. I haven't really paid attention to him the last few years. He's always had great shape, but he's never really come dialed in, right?
Nah. Always looks great from the front. Very small waist. Poses extremely well. His legs always, always, always soft. Glutes are very rarely ever dug out. Hamstrings, okay. Hamstrings look good from the side because they're very big. They're very well developed. His arms are massive. I just saw a posing video of him that he posted maybe 5-6 weeks ago, and it's just really far behind the pack. So I'm gonna throw him in showed up. Anyone have any objections to showed up?
Showed up.
Showed up. It is.
Showed
Another one that I think may land in the showed up group, but has a great name. Fabio Gigachad Resende. This
That's
picture.
people, dude.
Yeah, I don't even know who
Never,
he
I
is.
hadn't heard of him until the Arnold list was announced and Dom sent it over to me. I would like to commend the guy on his selfie taking skills. I had to crop the bottom of this out because it was very dangerous to see in a little upper shaft action. So I actually trimmed this photo a little bit, but very great, sexy selfie taking skills. Got a very tiny waist.
He does not look.
Yeah.
He did, like looking at his Instagram.
What's his
He does
last
not
name?
look ready.
Resende, Rezende.
Yeah, he's gonna be
He's in
in
the
the
showed up. But I think I'm assuming because I haven't heard of him before that he might be a newer, younger competitor. Great shape.
He's not young. He looks old.
That's
Yeah, he's young.
not always the best indication.
I didn't even know he was this highly competitive. People have sent me like his physique and Instagram for a couple years now.
He's got a pretty insane
I have
shape
no
though,
idea
right? He's got
he's
huge
competitive.
arms. He's got a tiny waist. Like, I just don't know if he's
Yeah, his
able to.
Instagram pictures are pretty nutty.
His most muscular
Most
looks
muscle
good.
solid just because his arms are so enormous. What do we think? Above or below Cedric?
Above.
I can agree with
Yeah.
that. I can agree with that. All right. We got ourselves someone who has jumped in and out of the title contender category quite a bit in the past couple years, two to 3 years or so. Justin has looked phenomenal and damn near won some big titles, and then he showed up off a couple times. I think he still works with Dom's
Dude,
friend.
this is ridiculous. Let me screen share. Is this photoshopped?
Do I have to stop screen sharing to let you screen share?
I think so.
All right, I'm stopping. Put it up, Jamie.
Is that photoshopped? Is that him? It's gotta be. His waist has gotta be photoshopped, right?
I don't think it is photoshopped. I know he has a super, super tiny waist and massive arms.
He'd be a good 212 guy.
That's insane.
Maybe,
I think this is an old. He looks a lot younger here.
yeah. Looks like he's been wearing his waist trainer.
And sleeping with
Posting
it.
that squeeze me skinny discount code.
Yeah, I think these are all old.
Do look a little younger. I mean,
That's crazy.
that's a
Alright.
pretty crazy physique right there.
It's not bad.
I think it beat Cedric's.
Dom, stop being so mean to Cedric. He
I'm
watches
sorry,
the
I
podcast.
just don't like that.
I think his legs are gonna be small, man. Looking at some of these photos.
Yeah, I would say that's a possibility.
Justin is still working with AJ.
Still working
in
with
case you're
AJ. That's what I
wondering.
thought.
He had left AJ, went to Camel Crew, and did not do well with Camel Crew, and went back to AJ. He said, "AJ, I'm sorry for treating you like an asshole," and AJ took him back because
AJ
AJ's a
said, "By
man
the
of
grace
God.
of God, come on back."
Or he said, I'm Dominican. You're going to take me back or something's going to happen.
Did you know they have to use a translator to
Really?
talk to each other?
No way. Really?
The guy
did not
barely
know
speaks
that.
English. Yeah.
So what do we think? I personally would throw him in the close but not quite. I think he's going to be a top 4, top 5 here. Probably,
Yeah,
I would
I
say
think so.
maybe third or because Kuklo's back there too. Yeah, 4th or 5th is probably what I'm comfortable with. What do you guys think?
Who are we talking about now?
Justin Rodriguez. What's crazy? These photos right here. The caption. He looks very good in these pictures right here. Caption said he was 273.4, which is enormous to be looking that lean.
I said
He's got a
high hopes.
Kuklo-ish
High
look
hopes.
to him.
How do you figure?
Like his body parts don't match up.
He's got a what?
Just like,
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that about him. He's always been a little bit disjointed, like you rip the arms off a GI Joe and put it on like a I don't know, street shark.
He's a pretty good bodybuilder, man. He just has that
is.
weird, like short humerus, short femur, long torso kind of thing going on.
Which is not desirable. It's not the best look, but he always shows up in solid condition, carries a lot of muscle. I'm going to put him in close but not quite. Anthony says high hopes but disappointing, so I need somebody else to split the vote there. What do you guys think?
I'd say close,
Jason?
but not quite.
I'm looking at this photo of him doing a front double bicep, and I'm going to go with high hopes but disappointing.
Oof, Paul, we need you to split the difference.
I think he can top 5 it with close but not quite.
Alrighty, I would have to agree. The close
He's
but
for
not
sure going
quite.
to top 5 it.
Yeah, I think so. I think the top 5 is probably going to be Steve, Justin, William, Brandon,
Yeah.
Brett.
Was he 6th last year to Arnold, I think? I can't remember.
Yeah, I forget. That seems
was up
like
there.
eons ago. You're asking me to remember things that I can't even remember what happened 2 hours ago. Anthony, you'll get there. You'll get there.
Max Charles is going to be in the showed up.
Max
department.
Charles. I like Max Charles. He comes in really good shape. I think he's got a crazy ass, like action figure style look. And as soon as he stands next to other bodybuilders, you're like, okay, this guy's not very big, which is unfortunate.
I think it's more that he's got like really great stomach, like ab detail. I think he lacks detail in his legs and his chest.
The problem with Max is that he left Milos.
Is that it?
And he left Milos because he got mad at Milos because Milos was giving tips to competitors backstage. And he said, "You're helping my competition."
What is with all these
he
bodybuilders
left
being... Never mind. I was going to say what's with all these
fragile
bodybuilders being
human
super
beings.
sensitive, but never mind. It's
Dude,
disregard.
Matt,
Sensitive human being.
I don't know, man. He has the most unfortunate lat genetics that have ever existed on stage. Like, the only way your lats can look worse on stage is if you tore them. Did he tear them?
Tore both of his lats.
Yeah, I don't think Max is going to be. Max
He's
won't
a
be
showed up.
He'll be in the
showed
showed
up.
up.
But I'm going to make him our best showed up. I don't know. Best showed up?
Yeah,
Highest-
the best showed up. He's our best showed up.
No one else on this list deserves showed up more than him.
Well, let's discuss
Sad.
that. Up next, we've got Reagan Grimes. New coach, new approach, telling us that he's got a brand new physique that he's going to show off. I know he got fucking huge in the offseason. He was like over 300 pounds or something like that, wasn't he?
So he got with Milos, so did Samson. Both of their physiques have changed within the last 6 months since the Olympia. Reagan, I don't think he really needed much more size, but his stage look that he brought to stage was like, he just looked so flat, super flat and small. His posing was kind of bad too. But I think they fixed those things. So I think as long as he brings the conditioning and Milos has him peak correctly, like he did for the last couple shows, it was like Prague or Romania or something. Romania, Egypt. I think he won Egypt. He looked really good there. Samson, I think, was really close to winning, and then he won one of those shows too. So them two were like swapping like first, second, third in a couple like European shows after the Olympia. So, yeah, I think he'll be in the high hopes, maybe close but not quite.
I agree with that. High hopes, disappointing. What else? What do you guys think?
No, I agree.
Do you think he's ever going to get out of that category? I feel like people really like Reagan. They want him to do well. He's like a fan favorite.
He's got a crazy structure.
He has
sometimes I just think it's the
1.7
peaking.
million followers on Instagram.
Million. I'm telling you, people love this guy. Everyone always has high hopes. Every season I hear the same shit. Reagan Grimes grew a bunch, got a new coach, gonna come in shredded, gonna shock the world, and he never shocks anyone. Sure as shit doesn't shock me.
I mean, I can see Reagan. Well, let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, Yeah, no, he probably won't break the top
No.
5.
I don't think so. I think your top 5 is pretty set at Kuklo, Brandon Curry, Brett, Bonac, and Rodriguez.
What was
In
Regan's
terms
last
of-
show?
I could see him and Rodriguez. Swapping
Really?
spaces.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I could
Yeah,
see that
alright.
happening.
All right, I can get down.
But I also could see Samson doing really
Samson's
well.
next.
Right. I think we should put
Jumping too
Reagan,
far ahead, Dom. He going crazy.
I'm sorry.
Reagan in the close but not
What
close.
was Regan's last show? What was that?
What was it?
He
That
did
Egypt Pro?
Egypt
Did he win the
Pro, yeah,
Egypt
that
Pro or did he
won.
win the Romania?
Yeah. He won Egypt. I think he got second at Romania.
Who beat him in Romania?
And Samson. I think Raphael, who's out of the Arnold Classic, won Romania.
Rafael Brando? Okay.
Yes. So Reagan won Egypt. Samson, the show before that, won another show in Europe. Was it Prague?
I think so. I think Bobby and I
I
were
don't know if
talking
it was
about that.
Prague. And then Raphael won Romania after Egypt.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's how
So
it
if we're going to put Reagan in high hopes, how does he stack up with someone like Akeem Williams? Who's going to place higher there? I personally think Akeem is going to beat him, but let's hear it.
I think Akeem beats him because of
Yeah.
just muscle.
Mm-hmm.
But Reagan has been showing up really conditioned.
Yeah.
Right. So as long as he peaks like he did for Egypt, with a little bit of added size that he had like maybe a month or two. I think he had like maybe
This is a tough one.
month off
I'm
season.
going to leave Akeem
That's it.
just on size
I'd say
alone.
leave Akeem. Yeah.
Remember when Reagan was like going to do classic? Didn't Reagan win a classic show?
He did.
He did.
He
New
went to
York
the
Pro?
Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to Classic Olympia.
All right, up next is
it was the Olympia
Samson.
Classic.
You know why I like Samson? Samson did like some traveling for a show, and he would like during peak COVID, and he had to like quarantine in his hotel
locked
room.
in a hotel
And he
room.
was like doing
Yeah.
like band training and stuff in his hotel room. And I just
He was running on the wall
running
to
up
get his
against the
cardio
wall
in.
and doing like
Yeah.
body weight calf raises. And I heard that's
What do you mean? How do you run against
put
the
your
wall?
hands
What is
on
he in
it.
the Matrix?
Just
Uh,
like knee drives, like driving.
No,
the
you
knees
know,
up.
like in
Oh,
Inception
oh.
when the gravity turns off and they like run up the wall.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's what he was doing. That's what
I'm
he was doing.
sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
Samson. He's actually also Spider-Man.
So he did like mountain climbers and stuff.
He
Yeah.
was doing like calisthenics. Grown ass, big ass man just doing calisthenics in his hotel room. I love it.
Hotel room. Yeah.
Where do we
like
think he
6
is? I think he's improved quite a bit. Continues to get better from show to show. I struggle to put him in high hopes, but disappointing. I don't think he's gonna be disappointing. But I also don't know if I want to put him in close, but not quite, because I don't know if he's close, but not
What are we
quite.
talking about?
I want to put him behind.
Samson Dauda.
Samson.
Is that how you say his last name? Dauda?
Yeah.
Got a lot of Daudas.
I'm gonna put him in
video of
in high hopes behind Reagan.
High hopes behind Reagan. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's an interesting take.
There's a good HD video of him on Instagram.
How does he look?
I think Samson needs a little bit more
Definitely.
size.
Yeah, he
in
needs
his
some more
shoulders.
size.
Definitely.
Yeah, he needs.
Yeah.
I think.
But I don't think he's at a
Reagan
point. I don't think he's at a point in his career where it looks like he's struggling to put on size. Like I've looked at him over the last couple of years, and it looks like he is putting on some much needed tissue.
Right, but I think he doesn't actually take a real off season. Like he's never actually taken like a. He doesn't
true.
get higher body fat. He stays like somewhat lean all year round.
Well, that's that Milos approach. He doesn't let his guys get fat.
That's true. Yeah.
Milos, let him
Probably
get
has
fat.
nothing to
Let
do
him
with
get huge.
Milo. That's probably just fucking him. He just doesn't get fat.
Now Milos believes in having a six pack year round.
Does he explain that, or does he just say that's his personal preference?
He says if you get any fatter than that, you're not optimized for growing.
That's pretty good right there. You know, insulin sensitivities, P ratios. Got to optimize that P
Yeah,
ratio.
the insulin
When you're
sensitivity
on-
when he's giving guys 100 IUs of insulin.
Yeah.
P ratio when you're on
concern.
3.5 grams of geary.
This is our concern.
Have you ever seen that video?
Yeah.
Jordan Peters was with him for a year. He gained like 75 pounds. He said he was up to 140 IUs of insulin a day.
Oh, shit.
That's not even the worst I've seen, dude. I've seen some top coaches tell people 200 IUs of Lantus a day.
I'm sorry, 200.
Yes.
That's okay. You know, we at the Get Your Performance team, we don't give out drug recommendations often, because especially when they have dosages in them. But that's too much. That's too high.
I recommend that. That coach golfer
We don't
with us,
advocate drug use.
like alive, not on our team.
Never was on our team. Who was that? Initials. Give me initials. Who was it?
MP.
MP.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. All right. Last but not least, he's another one that I think is a contender. He's right up there. Steve Kuklo. Dom doesn't like him because he cheats on his wife. Let's leave that in the past. Let's leave that out of this, Dom. We're talking about bodybuilders. Do you like Tiger Woods? Of course you love Tiger Woods because he's a great golfer.
I'm more of a Phil Mickelson fan.
Oh, you're disgusting.
lefty?
You make me sick. Fat Phil. So, what do we think? Despite the
His pockets are
allegations,
fat.
despite the allegations,
Oh no, he
Of
cheated
his.
on his wife, Cotton.
Man, well, I mean, he's a Texas boy. He's a Republican. I think he's a great guy. I think we should put him in the top
bleep
3.
that out. Bleep that out. Bleep that out. We can't talk. We can't use the R word or the
He's
D
a title
word.
contender. As much as I don't like him, he's a title
All
contender.
right, he is a title contender. I agree.
Yeah.
Is he more of a title contender? Is he a bigger threat to Brandon than Brett?
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think he goes right there.
yeah.
But he can't beat Brandon.
I don't think
No.
so. No,
I think if they
don't-
both show up, I don't think. Yeah, if they both show up, Brandon's gonna smash.
Brandon smash. So this is what we think for our top 5 right here: Brandon, Steve, Brett, Bonac, and Justin. How do we feel
I like
about Bonac and Justin? Do we need to swap those?
No, we
No?
don't. Yeah, we could. Bonac is not going to be in the top 4.
Whoa! I don't know about that. That one is. That's the one that I'm.
I think I'm going to the finals. I think I'm driving down there.
Nice. I'll be up there too.
I'll get you some live commentary.
I'll be there, dude.
Why are you going to
That's
be
where the
there?
American Open is for weightlifting. I got people competing.
The same
Yeah.
weekend? You didn't tell me.
Oh,
that.
I didn't know you were
sports
going, so I didn't know.
You know, I could walk there.
Oh,
They
okay.
have they have sports in there as well as bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like real sports.
Jay,
Is that why it's called? Is it so? Question for everybody: is it the Arnold or the Arnolds?
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
it's Arnold's Classic.
I think it's the
Is it Arnold's?
Actually, if you think about it, it's the sports festival. So is it said the Arnold's Sports Festival, or is it the Arnold Sports Festival?
It's like possessive.
'Cause you have
It
strongman
belongs to
powerlifting.
Arnold's Sports Festival. This is going to be the most contentious topic that we
is-
talk about. Is there an apostrophe S at this show? All right, I have a second question for you guys.
I want Jason's answer. Jason is the smartest one here.
Oh God, that hurts. That stung.
So was any here good at that? Anyone who was
I
good
think
at
it
English
is.
comp?
It's like I think what Ryan said. It's possessive, so it's Arnold's. Oof,
That sounds wrong.
doesn't sound right.
Sounds wrong.
It sounds wrong.
So if you Google the trophy for the Arnold Classic back in like 20,
See, even you just said it.
2006.
Even you just said the Arnold Classic.
yeah, because I'm a millennial. I'm thinking Arnold 2006. If you were competing in 2006, the trophy said Arnold's Classic.
Yeah, I think it's.
Arnold's Classic. It's Arnold's Classic.
Yeah, I think it's a possessive. It
It's the
belongs to
Arnold-
him.
But now if
It's
you look at the
his
trophies,
classic.
It's the
if you
Arnold
look at the trophies
Sports
from last year,
Festival. So it is the
Is there
Arnold.
apostrophe S?
No, it's the Arnold Classic.
Oh,
The Arnold
singular.
Strongman, Arnold Expo. He's got his name on everything. I love that.
Yeah.
Arnold Showcase.
Spreading his seed far and wide.
Apparently.
I think everything else has his name on it. The Arnold's Cup. The Arnold-
Everything's
Right,
labeled
man.
Arnold Television.
Doesn't he have like mini horses in his house and all sorts of like weird shit? Arnold, what happened?
I
man?
hope so.
You used to like flex your biceps and
Arnold's
like
made.
hit on thotties at the beach, and now you're like petting like little mini horses in your house, man. Come on, bring it back. Bring it back to where you were. All right, here's a question that I have for you guys. It's unrelated topic, but it is a recent topic that I want to hear your guys' opinion on. Did you guys see what Jake Wood was saying about the health checks for the
Yeah.
Olympia? What do you guys think about that? So Jake Wood basically
You want my honest opinion
I
about
want
it?
your honest,
ahead,
as
Dom.
honest as it gets. So what?
Okay, my honest
the preface
opinion,
is that
good idea.
the preface is that Jake
What?
Wood has said that they're going to do some sort of health screening leading into the Olympia to try and curtail the recent
Like-
overwhelming amount of
like your
bodybuilder deaths.
AST can't be over 450.
Like you can't have had 6 arrhythmias in the last 8 minutes before getting on stage.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, good intentions, horrible liability for the IFBB.
EGFR
Why do you
has
say
to
that?
be over 10.
No creatinine.
Or they're just trying to make it seem like they're doing some kind of health check when it's really just going to be like a basic physical.
I don't think Jake Wood knows how much it costs to purchase a physician, which is probably not that much. So there's that. He's under the impression that most physicians are on like the honor system, which I guess they should be as advertised, but it'll be interesting to see if all the competitors have the same doctor approving them
Yeah.
to compete.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the
Yeah, I think that's what they want to do, though.
Oh, then you just pay the one guy to say whatever you
Yeah.
want to say. That's, I guess, I like that.
what happens when they die anyway? Do you go? You gotta find a new doctor now.
Got to get a new doctor.
That guy loses.
That's what they
his
do in the
medical
NFL.
license?
It's like
Like this guy is just like
Yeah.
signing up to lose his medical license. He's like, oh, I have to sign
I
off.
get what they're trying to do, but I don't think they realize how big of a liability that is.
I think it's pure publicity.
Someone could have perfect blood work beforehand, let's say by the grace of God, but could take too many diuretics the night before and still die.
Yeah, not wrong.
Well, you're
I
just trying
thought-
to
What's
take
the proximity?
like-
What's the proximity to competition here? Do they have to get this like a few days before stepping on stage? Do they have to get this like at like 6 weeks out? Like what's? I feel like there's
I
so
think-
much logistics here.
Well, then what are the parameters that these health markers can be in?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, can your creatinine be 2? Like, if you're 300 pounds, 260 on stage, your creatinine's going to be 2.
I don't think Ramy's creatinine is under 2. They can't be. There's no way that it is. His GFR is not over 40.
Fuck if I know, dude. I've never
No,
seen anybody's blood work that was like big Ramy size.
Does Ramy get blood work? Or is it like
Dude,
a?
they oil change him. They have a machine. They just swap his blood out every couple of months.
He's already on dialysis.
Isn't that why he's not working
Preemptive dialysis.
with? Isn't that why he's not working with that one fellas? Because he felt like he was taking too many pharmaceutical aids.
Why he left Chad?
No, he's with Chad.
No,
No, he's
before
with
that,
Chad. Are you talking about Nick?
Oh,
Rami was with one of these fellas from.
Camel Crew.
I
The
can't say
Camel
that
Crew, right?
anymore. I'm not allowed to say that.
he was with
those words.
Abdullah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Abdullah.
Abdullah.
Sure. He was with that fella.
Ensalada.
Well, we had when that chick died from taking diuretics the night before the show or whatever. I just thought maybe they'd do some kind of like basic hydration test before the show, like just pee in a cup,
Oh, yeah.
see if you're
Like a
hydrated.
urine-specific gravity test.
They're just gonna have a bunch of
Yeah,
cups
well, I mean,
of
like
Tread
for wrestling,
brown as fuck.
It's like, all right, we tested
For
everybody.
wrestling,
It
we
turns
do,
out that everyone has rhabdo. All right, go get them, guys.
break a leg.
This just seems like, and I think Jake has said some things before about, oh, we're going to start cutting down on the conditioning requirements, so people stopped taking diuretics, and now it's we're going to do health screenings before to cut down on drug use. I don't think that it ever gets any further past the point of just publicly saying, here's an idea that we have that looks very good. We're trying. We're not going to take it any further than that. That's how I read this.
So at the beginning of a wrestling season, they do weight certifications to see what weight class you qualify for, and they'll tell you based off like your skin caliper fold and your weight. They'll say, okay, you can lose like 1.2 pounds per week up until like, okay, this date here is when you're allowed to weigh this weight. But during that certification process, they take a urine sample to test hydration, because some wrestlers will cut weight for the weight certification test. It'd be super dehydrated just so they can qualify for the weight class, but then they'll be dehydrated. So it's like, I'm thinking maybe they just do like a basic urine test just to check hydration, if you see if you're taking diuretics or like if you're dehydrating yourself.
So you're saying that test would be like a couple days out from the competition or the day of the competition?
I would say like day of. Like just like right before you step on stage,
okay.
Like morning of or something like that. And then pee in a cup, see if it's clear.
If it sucks, they send you to the hospital so that you don't die 24 hours after the show.
Yeah, I mean, you see people like get woozy and stuff on stage, or like, almost pass out.
It's just because they're nervous. They're just nervous, Anthony.
I feel like it's all like it's a cute attempt to try to control something. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be long lived. I think it's just, I need to put out a statement because I said something last year, and then eventually it'll just get brushed under the rug and everybody will forget about it.
I think
as long as nobody dies this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully not, but
Broderick's take of, removing drugs from bodybuilding kills bodybuilding is still probably the one that I stand by the most.
Oh, you just ruffled every natural competitor's feathers right now.
I mean,
look, Jason,
I don't think natural competitors are looking out at the crowd at a natural show and being like, yes, this is the sport that brings the fans in. There are literally dozens of people here, and 8 of them are my immediate family. I've been to natural bodybuilding
like
shows.
I
loved them, and I love natural bodybuilding shows, but man, that turnout is abysmal.
I mean, listen.
They are quite funny. Can you do a side lat spread, please?
I've done I did NPC Nationals where there were like I think there were like 1,100 competitors, like some stupid number that just didn't make sense at the time. Like so many people backstage to the point where like you're shoulder to shoulder with everybody. Like I was between a wall and a soda machine backstage because that was the only place I could put all my stuff down. And then I do a drug-free show, and it's just like, oh, you could put like a banquet back there, like you can have your whole family. There's room everywhere to do all sorts of activities.
Your backstage is just hello, oh, oh.
Yeah. So so it's like you get all the natural competitors that like either balk at enhanced competitors, or they're like, well, natural bodybuilding is bodybuilding, and I'm like, let's be honest with ourselves here.
So we have 5 competitors. We're going to combine bikini and men's physique together, and they're all going to go on stage
and we're going to give out one pro card. Our OCB pro in women's bikini men's physique is Jason Holt.
And even some of those drug testing policies, I mean, that's probably another conversation or even another episode altogether. But
polygraph.
Well, the urine test the winners.
Yeah. But how the winner and when the winner is asked to take that urine test, it definitely leaves some room for potential fuckery. But that's another conversation altogether.
For another day.
I don't want to call any organizations out.
We're calling out Doug Miller. Doug, come on the podcast and defend yourself. You're not
AKA
that big
Drug
naturally.
Miller.
We don't believe you. So come on through and defend yourself, or we're going to continue to slander you. Doug Miller, you're a piece of shit.
I think Doug Miller's natural because I've seen Doug Miller in person.
I think Doug Miller's natural too.
And he's one of those weird people where you look at him, you're like, that guy is just built different. Like he just has like giant arms that are just giant for no reason. Like they don't look hard in the off season. They just look like an
One
arm.
of those guys where you're like on a road trip and you're driving like from Florida to like Vegas and like you take a wrong turn in Kansas and you end up on someone's farm and it's just like shirtless Doug Miller out there, just an absolute unit of a human baling hay. And you're like, oh, this man is just corn fed as it gets. That's the vibe that I get from Douglas.
Yeah. He's not a normal person.
All right. That wraps us up for the day, guys. Any closing statements for the people? Something you want to leave them with? Remember, our Arnold predictions, they aren't predictions. We've already spoken to the judges. We know who's going to win, who's going to lose. Those who are in the showed up category, better luck next year. Maybe pursue some coaching from Gifted Performance. Head on over to giftedperformance.com. Click apply for coaching. You're going to want to work with Paul Serafini, Dominic Cusa, Anthony Plaza, or Jason Holt. Those are the names that you want to click. Gents, anything to say?
Yeah, it's the Arnold's Classic predictions.
It belongs to Arnold. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. You know, the YouTube stuff. Like, maybe you can also comment. And if you've already liked and commented, you damn sure might as well subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. In the meantime and in between times, stay gifted. Throw it up, Jay.